You want a ridiculous Michael Jordan stat? Across the entire existence of the Chicago Bulls, every player other than Michael Jordan has combined for 97 games of 30-plus points. Jordan, standing alone, racked up 537 of them. One man has more than 5 times the output of everyone else who ever wore a Bulls uniform. It sounds unreal, and that's only the beginning. In nearly 6 decades of Bulls history, there have been 89 40-point games by all non-Jordan players combined. MJ nearly doubled that himself with 65. And when we look at 50-point explosions, the Bulls, without Jordan, have seen just 7 such nights, while Jordan casually put up 30 on his own. MJ wasn't simply a Chicago Bull, he defined the Bulls. He gave them identity, swagger, championships, and global recognition, and in the process, tore apart the team's record book. And here's the crazy detail most people miss: Jordan participated in less than 20% of all regular season games in the team's history, and yet he delivered every championship the franchise owns. That's not contribution, that's total transformation. What truly elevates MJ above the legends is how he ascended when the stakes exploded. A guy who can score 30 a night in the regular season and then raise that level even higher in the playoffs, that's a different breed of player. Look at the leaderboard for most 50-point games in NBA regular season history. Wilt stands at the unreachable summit, then comes Jordan, with Kobe, Harden, and Baylor behind him. Now narrow it to the postseason, only Wilt and Jordan remain. And this time, MJ claims the crown. When it matters most, Jordan enters a different universe. When Jordan hit that supernatural level, it wasn't even fair, but this next stat is so absurd it feels fictional. Because the truly mind-warping part of MJ's 8 50-point playoff games isn't the number itself, it's the fact that throughout his entire postseason career, he had only 6 games where he scored fewer than 20. Think about that. MJ was statistically more likely to explode for 50 than to be held under 20 in the playoffs. That shouldn't happen. Not with elite defenses. Not with playoff pressure. Because postseason basketball slows down, fewer possessions, tighter defense, more fouls, heavier intensity, scoring becomes far more difficult. And somehow, Michael flips the odds upside down, making a 50-burger more probable than a quiet night. It's unreal. Regular season MJ feels extraterrestrial, but playoff MJ? That's another realm entirely. He might just be. Now, when you're comparing legends across eras, the fairest measuring stick is hardware, the total haul of MVPs, finals MVPs, championships, DPOYs, all-star honors, the stuff that actually defines greatness. If we stack the numbers among the sport's immortals, you'll see something eye-opening. Reaching double-digit major awards is already legendary. Magic achieved that in just 13 seasons. LeBron stands third with 16. Bill Russell edges him with 17 thanks to those 11 rings. But MJ? Jordan sits alone at the summit, and remember, he did it all in just 15 seasons. You start to see why people don't call him the GOAT, they accept it. And there's another insane layer. In NBA history, only 14 times has a player won MVP plus championship plus finals MVP in the same campaign. Out of those 14, Michael did it 4 times, more than second and third place combined. And it goes even deeper. These are all the players who have captured MVP plus scoring title plus championship plus finals MVP in a single season. Kareem did it once. Shaq did it once. MJ. 1991, 1992, 1996, 1998, 4 times. That's double the total of every other player in NBA history combined. His tier of control, both in regular season and playoffs, simply has no equal. Now let's hit rapid fire, MJ lightning stats that don't even feel real. In 1990, after a rough start with 3 straight losses, the Bulls never again dropped 3 in a row with Jordan playing, a streak of 626 games. Next closest, Steph at 314. In 1988, MJ became the first ever to win Defensive Player of the Year while averaging 30+, putting up 35 that season. Near the close of the '89 season, Chicago's coaches ran an experiment, moved MJ to point guard for 24 games, and he responded with 30 points, 9 boards, and 10 assists a night, including 12 triple-doubles. Give him a role, he'll master it. In the '91 finals, he became just the third player ever to average 11+ assists in a final series, unreal facilitation. 2 years later he ended a finals averaging 41 per game, still the highest scoring average in finals history. And through his entire playoff career, he was only beaten in total points once, as a rookie, and even then, only by 1 point, by Milwaukee's Terry Cummings. He put up 118 total points, Jordan dropped 117. Across all those matchups, he was only outscored a single time, and by just 1 measly point. I could seriously talk about this forever. MJ's statistical resume is endless, and these are just some of the wildest examples, the kind that honestly make you believe the guy was superhuman. People weren't just playing against him, they were terrified of him. Even his own teammates felt the aura around him. That wasn't Michael Jordan on the floor, it was something beyond human. Someone once said it looked like God was wearing a Michael Jordan costume. The man didn't feel real, his presence radiated off him. I'm telling you, it was like witnessing something divine. The fear factor around MJ wasn't subtle, it was thick, suffocating. We all accept that Michael Jordan is the greatest playoff performer ever, it's barely even a discussion. And throughout this breakdown, the numbers themselves confirm it. But if anyone still doubts, I've saved the knockout punch for the end, because the first time I saw this stat, I honestly thought it had to be fake. This one is my final trump card. There have been tons of elite scoring postseason series in NBA history. Wilt dropped over 38 a night back in the 1960 playoffs. Jimmy Butler detonated on the Bucks in round 1 just last year. LeBron went thermonuclear in the 2009 East Finals, putting up 38.1 per game. Shaq dominated like a force of nature in the 2000 Finals. There's been a long list of insane playoff heaters, but not a single one compares to this. These are the highest scoring playoff series ever recorded. Elgin Baylor and Rick Barry both averaged north of 40 in the finals in '62 and '67. Bernard King went berserk, and Jerry West still holds the record with an absurd 46.3 per game in a playoff series. But that's only 4 of the top 10. Here's the rest, or more accurately, here's Jordan. Michael Jordan owns 6 of the top 10 highest scoring playoff series in NBA history. Every single one at over 50% shooting. The kind of stats so ridiculous that you literally have to see it to believe it. If you enjoyed this, feel free to stick around, I'm dropping new breakdowns every week, and your support means a lot. And I've wanted to say this the whole time, I genuinely think Jordan is the GOAT.
Thanks for watching, please subscribe the channel, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, we have another video waiting for you right here.